Hello, I'm Dan Marr from Hamlin, Kerrigan in Nashua, New Hampshire, and today I'm going to be talking about how to collect a debt from a delinquent debtor that's playing games with you. There's a variety of situations upon which you have a large debt that's owed to you. It might be a business debt, it might be a consumer debt, a personal debt, but somebody is then doing things like they're transferring properties out of their names, they're closing down their business, or the like, and we'll be talking about some of those options of the remedies you can do when the debtor is not just has an inability to pay and may file for bankruptcy or the like, but they're actually hiding assets. One of the things that happens a lot is that I see a lot is people that have a personal debt will transfer properties out of their name or transfer other assets out of their name into maybe a spouse's name or the like. I actually had a case where a person had a personal debt against himself. He then turned around and he wanted to continue to operate his business, even though he had this business debt that was in his own name. So what he did is he had his wife create a company, and then he operated the company himself, and he didn't even have a bank account, checking account. He just had an ATM card, and he went and got his payments that way. And what I did was called reverse corporate piercing in regards to that LLC, and made the wife liable, the company liable, and himself liable, and we were able to collect some of the monies in regards to that. And we're still collecting that money from him, but those types of games you can still deal with. Another situation I see a lot is people will actually regale that they're the owner of the company and understand, and they invested, say, $500,000 into the company, and they tell you when you're trying to collect your $100,000 that they have lost $250,000, that they only got paid back half of what their $500,000. So while you put in $100,000 into this company, they've put in and lost $250,000. So they share your pain. When they tell you that, they're telling you that they're an insider that paid their debt before they paid your debt. And you have a claim under New Hampshire's law called the Uniform Fraudulent Transfer Act for insider payment of debts. And you can talk to an attorney in regards to that. And I've had those situations where the principal of the company is quite sharing of their pain with the other creditor, but the other creditor is not an insider, and that person is. And even though that person is still out $250,000 of their $500,000, that 250 that they got paid before you got paid your 100,000, you have a claim to go after that against that person individually. You also may have a situation where you might have corporate piercing. I talked about reverse corporate piercing a couple of minutes ago, but corporate piercing is when the company is using the company bank accounts to pay personal debts of the owner, or they're disregarding the corporate entity and they're actually just treating the company like their own. In that situation, there's certain factors that are there. There's something called corporate piercing, and you can actually go past the company, even though the company was the one who signed the thing. So when he is John Smith, president of ABC Corporation, signed, and he says, look, I signed in my representative capacity, because of what he did with that company, you can still go after that debt. And that's worthwhile when there's a lot of money involved in regards to that. Sometimes also the company will close down and they'll pay themselves a distribution, and then later on this debt, that's a debt of the company, arises after they've already paid themselves their distributions. They say, well, the company's already closed down. If they haven't done an actual formal dissolution with some time periods there, they still can be liable for taking that distribution. And that's something that you should talk to a lawyer about in regards to a company that you find out that you have a claim against. Maybe it's because you have an indemnity claim. The company did something on your behalf and then somebody else sues you and you want to sue them. There's those issues to talk about. So in any of those situations, if you have a question in regards to that, you can contact me at Hamlin Kerrigan in Nashua, New Hampshire at 603-883-5501. That's 603-883-5501. Call me, Dan Marr, or you can check out our website at NashuaLaw.com. That's NashuaLaw.com. We have our website there that has a lot of useful information, including all the vlogs that I do and a lot of information about all our members of the firm here. So look forward to working with you if the opportunity arises. Thank you.